Hello students, today we are going to discuss the fourth chapter of your 11th standard commerce, sole proprietorship. What is sole proprietorship business? Any business which is managed and controlled by a single individual is called sole proprietorship business. Actually, there are different types of business organizations: sole proprietorship business, joint Hindu family, partnership business, cooperative society, joint stock company, multinational company. See, there are different types of business organizations are there, of which firstly in this fourth chapter we are going to discuss the sole proprietorship. What is sole proprietorship business and what are the features, the meaning and definition of sole proprietorship business, features, advantages and disadvantages, all that we are going to discuss. Before we enter into the main topic, sole proprietorship, firstly we will discuss about the introduction. Before we analyze the different business form of organization, firstly you just want to know what is business organization. What is a business organization? A business organization is an organization which is engaged in some industrial or commercial activity. So, when you perform any industrial activity or else commercial activity in an organization, then such organization will be considered as a business organization. And this type of business organization, either it may be owned and controlled by a single individual, and for some business even it may require more number of members. So a group of individuals, they form together and they will associate together and they will do business, and that is what given in the second and third point. It represent an institutional arrangement for carrying on any kind of business activity. It is not that in a business organization you just need to do only the particular activity, only either you need to do production or else you need to do sales. You can do any type of business activity in a business organization. And this organization, either it may be owned and controlled by a single individual or by a group of individuals who have entered into a formal or informal agreement to jointly conduct the business. What is that formal and the informal agreement? See, when there is only a single owner who take care of the business, there is no need of any formal agreement or informal agreement. But when there is more than one member doing a business, definitely there is a necessity of agreement. So when they all the members they jointly do the business, and definitely there is a need of agreement. So they will enter into the agreement and they will form an association and they will do the business, and that is what. And the next point, every business undertaking is a separate and distinct business unit. It has its own identity and a separate ownership. It can be distinguished from other undertakings on the basis of its ownership, management and control. As I already told you, actually there are different types of business organizations like sole proprietorship business, joint Hindu family business, partnership business, joint stock company business, cooperative society business. In a business there are different types of business. Okay, how all these business are classified? Because each and every business has its own characters, has its own features. So based on such a character, and each and every business unit is classified differently, and that is what given. Every business undertaking is a separate and distinct business unit. Why? Because it has a distinct features, it has a distinct characters, it has its own identity and a separate ownership. As I already told, some of the business require only one member, that is one owner, and some of the business may require more than one owner. So based on the ownership also the business may be classified, and that is what given. It can be distinguished from other undertakings on the basis of its ownership, management and control. So in detail we will discuss about each and every business unit in the further chapters. In this chapter we are just going to study about sole proprietorship business. Okay, firstly we will discuss the definition of business organization, which is given by Wheeler. According to Wheeler, a business undertaking is a concern, company or enterprise which buys and sells, is owned by one person or a group of person, and it is managed under a specific set of operating policies. So whatever we discussed till now, and that is what even given in the definition of a Wheeler. See, Wheeler defines business organization and as it is a concern, company or enterprise which buys and sell. So it is a concern. A business organization may be a business concern, or it may be a company, or else it may be a enterprise. And usually what they will do in the business organization, generally they will do buy and sales. So they used to buy and they used to sell the products, they used to provide the services, and that is what generally they do. And this business unit is owned by one person or by a group of persons, and it is managed under a specific set of operating policies. See, each and certain business may be run and managed by a single person. Certain business may be owned, managed and controlled by a different persons, more than one person. And each and every business may have their own set of policies. Only based on the policies, they used to continue the business. And that is what given in the definition of a wheeler, right? Next, we are moving to the next point. All business undertakings are directly and indirectly engaged in the transfer or exchange of goods and services for value. Okay, all the business undertakings, what they are doing in a business organization, either they are directly or indirectly, they are engaging in the transfer of exchange of goods and services for value. Either they are exchanging the goods or else they are exchanging the services. Firstly, in case if it is a production concern, they are producing the goods. Whatever may be the goods that they are producing, that will be transferred from one person to another. So here, what is exchange? The goods are exchanged. On the other hand, in case it is not a production-based concern, it is a service-based concern. So there, the service will be provided and the service will be exchanged from one person to another. And that is what given in the second point. They deal in goods and services on a regular basis. In a business organization, what they deals with goods and services and on regular basis. So regularly, they either they used to produce the goods and they used to sell the goods, or else they provide services regularly to their customers. And that is what they are dealing in uh, each and every business organization. Their main motive is to earn profit and they are exposed to various type of risk. Why we have to do business? Because the main objective of doing business is to earn profit, and that is what the main objective of doing business. And as well as when they try to earn more profit, automatically they are supposed to face various risk also involved. See, without pain there is no gain, right? In the same way, when the proprietor, when the owner wants to earn profit, automatically he need to face so many risk also, and that is what given. So here the flow chart, the different types of business organization I told you know, and it is given. Forms of business organization, generally it is classified into two. One is non-corporate enterprise and another one is corporate enterprise. Non-corporate enterprise is further classified into sole trading concern. I told you no, sole proprietorship business is also called as sole trading concern. And the next classification is partnership firms, and the next one is joint Hindu family business. On the other hand, we have corporate enterprises. What are the business enterprises that comes under corporate? Government, private and cooperative. Under government, we have public undertakings, public utilities, and under private, we have joint stock companies. Actually, there are different business organizations. All these things we are going to discuss in detail in the upcoming chapters. For your understanding, here they given the different forms of business organization. So out of all these business organization, in this chapter, what we are going to discuss, one entirely we are going to discuss about sole trading concern, right? Okay. Next, we will move to the main topic, sole trading business. What is sole trading business? Which is otherwise called as sole proprietorship business, right? So sole proprietorship business is a form of business organization in which an individual introduces his own capital, uses his own skills and intelligence in the management of its affairs, and he is solely responsible for the result of its operation. The individual alone may run the business or may obtain the assistance of employees. It is the first stage in the evolution of the form of organization and is thus the oldest among them. It is also known as individual entrepreneurship. To raise the required capital, the individual may depend mostly on his own savings, or else he may borrow part or whole of his friends or relatives or financial institutions. The business may be started either as a portion of the proprietor's own house or in the rented premises. There are no legal formalities to go through except those required for a particular type of business. For example, if one wants to start a restaurant, he has to obtain a license from the health department of municipal corporation. Okay, so firstly we will discuss the first point. Join What is a sole proprietorship business? Sole proprietorship is a form of business organization in which an individual introduces his own capital. See, sole proprietor. So there will be only one proprietor. Just because one proprietor who need to contribute the whole capital, only the sole proprietor need to contribute the own capital. and he is the only person, he need to contribute the whole entire capital, and as well as he need to uses his own skill and intelligence in the management of its affairs, and is solely responsible for the result of its operation. So he is the only person, he is supposed to contribute the entire capital, and as well as he need to use his own skill and intelligence, whatever may be the skill, whatever may be the intelligence that he possesses. Out of such skills and intelligence, he need to take care of the entire business, and whatever may be the result, whatever may be the problem that arises, either he gets success in the business or else he gets failure in the business. For each and everything, who will be responsible? The sole proprietor will be entirely responsible, because he is a single person who started the business, who contributed the capital. So whatever may be the thing that happens in the business, and for which entirely he will be responsible, and that is what given in the first point. Second point, the individual alone may run the business or may obtain the assistance of employees. Okay, only sole proprietor alone can do all the works in a sole proprietorship business? No. In case if a sole proprietor wants, he can appoint some assistants. He can get the help of some assistants, and that is what given in the sole proprietorship business. What are the examples? Say for in a tea shop, a tea master, he used to prepare tea, and for serving the tea to the customers, a boy or his assistants, either the family members, anybody can be appointed to serve the tea cups to the customers, right? Even to clean all the tea cups, everything, either the family member or else some of the assistant may be used. And that is what, if a sole trader alone need to prepare tea, and he need to serve, and he need to clean all the uh, tea cups, everything, then it will be very difficult for him. And for that purpose, in case if he wants, he can appoint any assistants. Okay, tea shops, grocery shops, vegetable shops, so everything will comes under sole proprietorship business. Why? Because in those business there will be only single owner. Sir, then what about the assistants, sir? See, they are assistants, right? And they will not be the owner. We are talking about the proprietor. Who is a proprietor? Owner. So in a sole proprietorship business, there will be only one owner, even though there are few assistants, and they will not be taken into consideration, right? And the third point, it is the first stage in the evolution of the form of organization, and is thus the oldest among them. Actually, there are different forms of business organization in India from the olden days, of which sole trading business is considered as the oldest among them. Why? And it is the most oldest form of organization. From the olden days, we have this type of form of organization. Other form of organization like partnership business, joint into family business, multinational company, all those concepts came into existence recently, and only this type of business exists for a long period, and that is why it is the most oldest among all the type of business organization, right? The next point, it is also known as individual entrepreneurship. Who is an entrepreneur? Like a proprietor, entrepreneur is nothing but a owner, and it is a single own entrepreneurship or an individual entrepreneurship. See here, only one entrepreneur, and one entrepreneur is carrying the whole business, and that is why sole proprietorship business is also called as individual entrepreneurship. It is also called as sole trading concern, right? To the next point, to raise the required capital, the individual may depend mostly on his own savings, or else he may borrow part or whole from his friends or relatives or financial institutions to raise the required capital. See, whenever we want to start business, we need capital. Okay, sir, how the capital will be arranged? The capital, sometimes the sole proprietor, he may start the business with his own capital, or else in case if he wants more capital than his personal savings, in such a cases, he may borrow from his friends, relatives, and even he can get a loan from other financial institutions also, and that is what given. The next point, the business may be started either in a portion of the proprietor's own house or in a rented premises. Okay, generally when you used to find all the grocery shops, all the vegetable shops and the tea shops, everything, the ground floor the shop will be there, and the first floor the proprietor may have his own house, and in this way the part of the house may be occupied for doing business, or else in case if he don't have any own premises, in such cases he can go and occupy a rented premises. In such rented premises he can do business, and that is what, this is what generally we used to see. Some of the shopkeepers, they keep their business near their house, even with their own house. The front portion will be the shop, and the back portion will be their personal own house, right? And the next point, there are no legal formalities to be gone through except those required for a particular type of business. Actually, when you want to start a sole proprietorship business, is there any legal formality? Generally, there are no legal formalities required to start a sole proprietorship business. For starting other form of business, definitely there are numerous legal formalities. All such formalities need to be followed, but generally there is no legal formalities. Only one thing, you just need to get the license from the municipal authorities, right? And that is what given in the next point. For example, if you want to start a restaurant, you have to obtain the license, right? When you want to start a restaurant, then what will happen? You need to get a license from the health department of municipal corporation, because it is related to health. In case if you are not providing quality food, then what will happen? All the customers, they will get severely affected. And for that purpose, in case if you are directly dealing with the health of the consumers, in such cases you need to get the approval from the health department of the municipal corporation. Otherwise, there is no other legal restrictions in order to start a sole proprietorship business. Next, we are going to discuss about the definition of sole trader, and this we will discuss in the subsequent subsequent class. Okay,